Well, I got a little bit from the 9 3. Just a little bit of play right here, but right here, that thing's solid, so I don't know. I don't know if it's ball joint. It should be moving a little bit, but it's not, so we'll take the wheel off and inspect it further. See if we can catch this, see if it's bad. One-handed is hard to do. There you go, folks. Yep. She's bad. We'll go ahead and replace the LCA. Shiver me timbers, this never happens. I got it off without even cutting it. The nut came off after I sprayed it with some Freol, and then I applied the wrench with the Allen, and I turned it off without breaking off a cutoff. Miracles never cease. One more part. Now we're going to work on this inner tie rod. Alright, seems we got a little bit of a leak. A lot of it spilled out of the boot, so that tells me I got a seal that is leaking. And then Ford wired it up with wire. So I cut the wire off the boot, and then I got all this out of it. Yeah, buddy. Don't know what to do with that. But I gotta get this boot off of here. So gotta figure all this out. I got the tool, but I gotta get the boot off. Then I can put the tool on there and pull that out. But it looks like I got a seal that isn't all that good a shape. Have to see what I'm gonna do about that. But it apparently is over a period of 165,000 miles, so don't know. I got a new boot, so I'll see if I can't get this off and try to wiggle this off, but that thing is so hard. I may just cut this boot off and call it a day. I got a new boot. So we'll go ahead and do that. Well, it wasn't pretty, but we got her off. Check that out. A little damaged, but she was on there tight. We ended up having to use a pipe wrench to break it free. And once that was done, we used the channel locks to get it off. So, yeah, but look at that. Look at that. That thing, it's still tight in there, but it's floppy. So, time for a new one. Tighten things up a bit. A little bit of a quick comparison. This is the OE, original Ford one that came with it. And this is the Detroit axle. Everything pretty much looks the same all the way through. Although the nut they give you with this is a lot smaller. So I'm going to take this nut off and put it on here, so that we have this heftier nut on there. That's just a little too thin for me. So we'll transfer this nut onto here as long as the threads match, and then go from there. But they look like they will match. Yeah, here's the nut that was on it.
Yeah, I know there was two.
Oh! Now let's see if we can get this on here. Come on, Harbor Freight. Not Harbor Freight. Detroit axle. Tell me you're gonna go on there. Come on.
There, you got it started, don't you?
Ah, it's hard though.
Oh, surely it's the same thread. Well, you put that nut on it. Well, no, you didn't mess with that side though.
Same thread as far as I can tell.
Jeepers.
Just tight. It's gonna go on just as tight as what it went off, is what I'm gonna get out of it. Now the question is, what did I do with the channel locks? It's gonna screw on there just as tight. What are the chances? We couldn't find a wrench to fit this thing either, could we?
You know what? That little hole. You may want to pack some grease in it before you do that.
It's full of grease.
Is it?
Yeah.
Turns out that little hole on the side, excess grease will squish out of that. You probably knew that.
Well, it's pretty well packed.
Because there's a tunnel right down the center of the thread for the grease to escape and air.
Just try to find a comfortable grip on it. There we go. Okay, folks, look away. This is not Ford approved.
Torque, click.
Click. There you go. She's on there. Now we just got to get the boot on there. And over this.
And the tie.
Yep. So we'll get that going. We'll let you know when we get there. See if we can't get this on here. A little on the tight side. See where that goes. See this, folks? It fits right in here. Okay, don't waste your time with the Detroit axle. Bellows on these steering inner tie rods because they will not fit. You will not get these on there. They just won't fit. So what we did is we got the OE for the Ford, and it's just going to slide right over the seal, and then we can put the zip tie on it, and then we won't have a problem. But again, that kit, where these go, this is where they go, right here, folks. They're totally useless. Oh yes, getting ready to put the outer tie rod end in, and then we're going to put the bolt up for the suspension. Probably do that before we put the tie rod end in. And zippy, and we'll put the tire on, and then we should be done with this side. Then we can move to the other side. Well, passenger side, new inner tie rod. Again, looking at the old tie rod, wherever it went. You put it in the box, Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Yep. That's not how you want them to be, folks. garbage. Alright, you can see where I got the zip tie nice and tight on there with this OEM boot from Ford. Yeah, Detroit axle sadly don't fit. These things snap right in, fit perfectly, so well worth the money to go buy these boots. Even though you buy the kit, you need to go to Ford and get these boots. Otherwise you will hate yourself forever. That's all I can say. But yeah, we got it on. I'm just going to clip off the end of the zip ties there, and we're going to go ahead and put the outer tie rod on, and we're going to put the new LCA in and button this thing up. Alright folks, inner tie rod, new Ford OEM boot, not used by the Detroit axle kit because it don't fit. New outer tie rod from Detroit axle, new lower control arm Detroit axle, sway bar link Detroit axle. Everything else is done, so we're just going to jack her up, or not jack her up, drag her down, tie her on, drive it up on a ramp, and we're going to do the torques on the LCA bolts, and then we got it all crooked, so I'll just drive it all crooked and waggly to the alignment shop, and which is just down the road, so it won't be that big of a deal. And then he can chastise us for our incorrect alignment and how hosed up it is. But either way, man, some of these parts were completely worn out. Those inner tie rods flopped around horribly, but we got it done. We're going to put the wheels on it. We're going to finish the torquing on it. I've got other videos on that before, so I ain't going to bother with you guys on this. But this is pretty much it. A Detroit axle, lower control arm, tie rod ends, inner tie rods, and sway bar links. Kit. And remember, OEM Ford boots. You will thank me later. Hey folks, yes, we got those inner tie rods replaced. I know it wasn't a real complete video on it. And keep in mind, the tool that I bought did not work. Okay, so don't buy that tool. Ultimately, a pipe wrench was the go-to. Okay, so we used a pipe wrench, broke it free, and then we used a channel locks to undo it. And by all means, go out and buy the Ford boots for those inner tie rods. Do not use the Detroit axle kit. Everything else fit in the Detroit axle kit, but those boots. Those boots are literally too small. So whatever you do, follow my lead on this. Otherwise, I'm just telling you now, you're going to be not happy. And I'm not happy with the fitment of that part of it. But hey, we got everything else done. I will be taking my horrible alignment in and getting that fixed up at the alignment place on Monday. And then, of course, I'll hit the road with my brand new suspension and tie rod ends, sway bar links, everything else. And, hey, I even got my seat to work. Had a 7.5 amp fuse burn out again due to the low battery and the voltage on the motors, and it overloaded the fuse and burned the fuse out. But, hey, stay tuned for my next video, clock spring replacement. Yes. And, hey, my rear camera stopped working, so that might be me fixing that again soon. But anyway, this is Mac T. Remember, like, subscribe, join my MeWe group, because it is growing, folks. I cannot stress that enough. It is growing and it's gaining momentum. And hey, my feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day, and I want you to have a great day too. Mercy Girl's always got something to say. The band of one's always playing some kind of music. So let's go ahead and listen to that and maybe some bonus footage.
Thank you for watching MacT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.